no go, more like yes, go. Hi, welcome back. Apologies on confusing people in the last one. Basically, all I wanted to say in the last one is don't worry about the format of the show. I'm going to be messing around with it. And Titanfall 2 isn't going anywhere. Titanfall 2 will probably be like the 4th or 5th episode that I record for this thing. But basically, I just wanted to use this series, show, I keep saying show on like recording attempts, but it's not really much of a show, is it? But I'm going to be messing around with it, but the gist of it is going to remain the same. Look at that. I love these little animations of Crash in the winter. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is, the shiver. I love that. So I was going to originally talk about like something of zero consequence, but I'm trying to think of what to think about in such a short length of time. And at first I was thinking, well, maybe I could talk about my feelings about a particular game that I've spent a lot of time in that I kind of regret a lot of, but honestly I would need a longer episode to talk about that. So in this one, I'm just going to talk about how the recent upload little streak, I spun that life away, I was so annoyed at the time. I was like, how did I manage that? Basically, this little upload streak that I've been going on, it's not even much of a streak, but you know, like uploading the last 2 squeeze, and then I found randomly the project file for a Resident Evil 2 hardcore stream that was basically like 95% done. I did spend a little too much time touching it up, probably, but it's fine. I'm glad I could at least like get that out there so that I could also clear the space on my hard drive, because that project, for as basic as an idea it was, because of some of my methodology going into it previously, that was like a 200 gig project because of dumb choices I made in how to handle things like audio files and all this sort of stuff. But basically, all this is to say that I'm liking this feeling of, even though I'm uploading, I hate the word, but content of no real consequence, although as to whether or not any content is of any consequence, unless, you know, it's going to change something like someone else's life, someone else's perception of someone else or something else. But basically, I'm feeling good about this little turn of not really doing anything on personal projects into doing stuff. Unbelievable as it sounds, I know. I hope you can hear the sarcasm through my midnight tiredness. But basically, I think this is the right thing to do if I want to finally eventually get myself to actually upload something on the main channel that I have worked on that is for me and not for anything else. As much as I will obviously have priorities like editing for a living, you know, doing the edits that actually make it so that I can afford rent and food, I'm hoping, I guess, that this will give me the kind of fire under my ass that will actually get me to do the projects I really want to do, but am being a fucking coward about, let's face it. I'm really trying to hopefully use both this and that little Resident Evil video to get me in the mindset of it really does not need to be any sense of the word perfect for me to actually go through with things. You know, I know I'm better off just making the videos and just putting them out there and just not worrying too much about it, because you can't control what will pop off and what won't, for the most part, when you're starting off like I am. As much as I do want to try and maintain this one idea plan that I have heard of, basically make 5 videos, don't release any of them until you have the 5, and then release the 5 all at once, that way you actually have some content people can pull through. But as to whether or not that would also harm it is like, I guess it might depend, I don't know. But it's something I want to look into anyway, because that was an idea I heard from my boss on a show he went on, or I guess former boss technically, but yeah, it's something I want to look into, and I'm hoping that this series and other edits are going to kick me into a kind of mindset that'll allow that to happen.
So, you were helping Cortex gather crystals.
I love how if you didn't play one, you didn't know who this was, because he doesn't say his name. This is Embryo. I don't know the name of the voice actor, but he got replaced by... He voice acts the Brain from Pinky and the Brain. That guy, he voiced this character later on. I can't remember when later on. I know it was like bad Crash games, like Crash of the Titans or Mind of a Mutant. It's in one of those. But basically, yeah, this guy is the reason why you're able to get a good ending, because if you collect the gems, you bring it to him, and he blows up the Cortex Vortex. And that's what what I'm gonna try and do in this thing here, which will hopefully you'll be seeing in the background, although I have not 100%ed Crash 2 in a very long time. It should be fun though. And then yeah, the hologram ends early. Again, still no idea if that's an emulation thing or not. I really, to get myself back on topic though, I really am going to try and keep this up more to try and get myself into that upload mentality, because how else am I going to upload content that I actually really am excited to upload and really am looking forward for people to interact with and engage with? Then, like, although I'm not expecting anything I ever make to ever really quote unquote blow up, that's not really the goal for me. I don't know, I just like the idea of me uploading a thing and then somebody telling me, hey, I liked that thing you did. I'm either going to, I don't know, if the video that I made was about like recommending a game, somebody saying I'm gonna go purchase that game, or I'm gonna go do this thing because you said you liked it, or I'm gonna go look into this thing because you said you liked it. Like that's kind of the thing that I like doing for the content creators that I like looking up to, you know? The whole reason why I am super into like artists online and animators and things like that is because my experience for internet content was for the most part Two Best Friends Play, and they did a ton with artists and animators, where it was animators having their intros for their Let's Plays animated, or getting artists to do their thumbnails or any other kind of asset or things like that. I'm like super into the idea of finding talented ass people on the internet, giving them money to basically make a project or a thing that you're doing 10 times better by just giving that little like outside influenced or outside presentation completely, you know, that kind of visual flair that can come either by having an idea and working with an artist on going with an idea, a specific aesthetic, a specific look you had in mind, or just by going, hey, your shit looks cool, do that. But for me, like, I think the main goal that I have idealized is not like to upload a video and it pops off and, oh, hey, if you're this guy, oh, he seems alright. It's like none of that is really anything I want to work towards. What I want to do is just like be able to get my stupid thoughts down on a piece of paper, have it be entertaining for people, use it to try and flex the editing muscles a bit, just basically to try have fun and just get engagement from people in a way that's more geared towards steering them in the direction of things I like, not me, the things I like. So if there's, I don't know, let's say in a hypothetical, some fan makes a Godzilla video game and it's like free to download from like, I don't know, itch.io or Steam or something, and I go, hey, this is really cool, and here are all the references I recognize, this is why I really like this game, I hope they, you know, do good stuff with it, blah 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 blah, go play it, and then I don't know, maybe the next morning I look in the Discord and somebody's in the VC streaming it to other people, or they're all like, I don't know, maybe it was like a multiplayer thing, they're playing it with each other or something, or I don't know, I do a project that's not really gearing anyone to looking into like getting anything or doing anything, and I just happen to have, I don't know, an artist do the thumbnail, or an artist do like a thing that I use in the video as like an asset, or I am able to hire an animator for a thing, and then I hear back later from that animator, hey, because the thing I did, people are inquiring on their work more often, or like they've gained a bunch of followers or something. That's the kind of shit I would like ideally love to do, because I don't know, like my idealized thing I guess for it is I would like to direct your eyeballs not necessarily towards me, but more towards the things that I think you should be looking at. I think that's the main thing. And then, you know, the videos that would kind of be like 100% selfish for me are the things that, you know, aren't necessarily doing that as the goal and are just like me doing one of my autistic rants about thing I've spent time with, whether it's a lot of time or why I haven't spent a lot of time with it or something, you know? Like, I don't want to do YouTube because I want clout or whatever the fuck word people are using more appropriately these days. I want to do it because I can see the positive effects it's had. I've felt the positive effects it's had because I'm a prime example of it. And I would love to be that for other people, you know, for someone else. And that's, I guess, the main thing that I wanted to get across in this kind of whole, like, why I'm trying to get back into this, trying to get back into an upload mindset, even though I've got, you know, priorities that should take, well, priority. As much as I can make this as low as possible, it isn't always something that I can just, you know, always have prepared, always, you know, do something for. Hell, part of the reason why I want to do this is being better at being unprepared, hence why I don't have scripts for these things, which, yeah, results in dumb tangents that I may or may not cut out of the video for timing's sake, or, you know, may result in things where I'm just waffling on and stalling, trying to figure out a way to end it, just like I'm doing right now. And if you have any kind of thing you would like me to waffle on about, you can ask me in a comment under this video, you can tweet me, you can at me in the Discord, or you can send me an anonymous email. Let me say that again, an anonymous email at tubesqueeze@pm.me. My name's Dom, which you already knew, probably. And by the way, thanks for 500 views on the plus views on the last video. I don't know why. For some reason, YouTube put it on the front page. What the fuck? Thank you. See you guys next week.